Okay, so I just got back from the ironing board from doing all my pressing and marking, and we want to start with our sample facing up towards us, and then we're going to pull that right hand corner down just like we did on that diagonal press to identify this triangle area where we're going to stitch, and we want to make sure that we have our right sides matched up. And we also want to try to align the bottom edge of the raw fabric as best we can. And then we're simply going to stitch from the folded edge here, and do a back stitch, and then come down to the bottom where things are open. And we want to do a back stitch there, and that's pretty much it. The rest of it's all about trimming and making sure that everything is trimmed to the thickness that it should be. Let me grab my, I feel like, ooh, just poke myself. I feel like my thread always wants to like jump out as soon as I turn on that camera. Oh, it's because didn't have my thread guide up in the back. Okay, so again, I'm just going to stitch on this little corner piece that I had marked when I was over at the iron, and I'm just going to lower my needle in, and I'm stitching at that 2 to 2.5 thread length. Do some back stitching to start off, and then go ahead and ride that line all the way through. Do some back stitching there, and then stop that little tiny stitch and trim all my thread tails off. Okay, and then the next thing that you're going to do is you're now just going to cut this piece off along the line that you've sewn. You're going to trim it to about 1/4 inch. Okay, and then we want to flip it. Let me make sure I'm flipping it right. We want to flip it so we have so we still have that. So we still have the finished edge facing us, and I went ahead and did my other side to make sure that all was going to be good here. And then what we can do is we can press this open, and what you'll have to do is you'll have to just snip this little opening up here, so that when you press it flat, it will lay open.